Hello everyone. Hi, once again here we meet. Last year's Pep-up session got a very good welcome, a warm welcome from the students. You guys have been contacting me through Facebook and many other resources, and you have been extending your gratitude towards me for the small help which I could do from my side, and I'm really thankful to all of you. This year this got a bit delayed because I was busy with the crash course helping out students, and again day before yesterday I received so many phone calls and so many buzzers throughout Facebook asking or requesting me to do this, but very humbly I would like to thank you all for showing so much love and affection and extending such kind of a support. And here is it. Now I had to cut it short. Last year there were so many extramurals which I took, but this year it's just going to be one session. But why Pep-up? That is one of those things which most of the students I meet have been asking me, that why a Pep-up session, sir? My own students. And I have been telling them that a student works on his own. He sits through those 2 hours. He is the one who will be sitting there. He'll be working out. It's not going to be me, or it's not going to be my words. But again, those last minute few words of motivation does just the trick. And yes, I have been there also in your position, and I remember one of my cousins, he visited and he pepped me up like this, and that really proved out to be beneficial. Now what is a Pep-up session? It's very simple. Me as a medium, I'll be just helping you out to realize some of those hidden things inside you, some of those hidden things of confidence making inside you which you already have. You have worked hard enough. I trust each one of you when it comes to hard work. I would just titillate those things, and I would just like you to know that you are made for it. Now, how to start it? It's very simple. The first thing that you must do, while I would be asking you to do it, but something that you can do by yourself is realize what you are. When I say what you are, I want you to stand up and start analyzing yourself, all these 14 years of your school life, what you have done, and now the decision that you have taken up when you have the decision to do law, how it has changed your life. It has changed your life, I'm very sure, because you have taken a very brave decision. Because most of your students might be doing engineering, some might be doing God knows all those other faculties which are available. Now it takes courage to go into a competitive examination where people do say that competition is less as compared to any other competitive examination, but there is one fact, that yes, competition is less, but the number of seats are also less. You appear for any kind of engineering examination, there are so many engineering schools which are waiting for you, but when you do CLAT, there are 14 law schools. You might have already given AILET. There's just one more other national law school which is waiting for you. Now this is a brave decision, and yes, it takes courage to devote your life towards this cause. Now why have you done that? That is one major question. Again, I need to salute you, because taking this decision not just requires just courage, but something more. And what is that more? It's very simple. That why did you take up law? Why did you take up law? There could be many questions, there could be many answers which many of you would give it to me. I keep on asking students, why law? That is the first question which I usually ask the moment I meet a student. There are so many questions. I want to be a corporate lawyer, I want to be a judge, I want to be a social worker, many things. Now that separates you. You already have a vision. You don't want to be an employee, you want to be a boss one day. You want to be someone who knows the basic power which runs the country, which is called as law, and that separates you from the rest. Now analyze that. One day before the examination, you need to sit down and say, okay, I took up law, I am appearing for CLAT. Why? Because I have a more analytical brain. I know that when a rape happens in Delhi, there's no point in going there with a candle in your hand and chanting. There is something very hilarious which happened this year. We were standing at a chai point, we were having tea, me and one of my colleagues, and there was this group of students. None of them were connected anywhere to CLAT and law. I know most of them. So that is my kind of assurance from my side. They were just they were protesting against the Delhi rapes, and what they were chanting literally baffled me up. They were chanting G for justice. Now that was something which baffled me, because the youth of our country, they don't even know the spelling of justice, and they all want to light a candle up and they are asking for justice. That doesn't give you justice. The knowledge about the particular power which runs in the society, that is law, gives you justice, and you know that, and that is why I'm 110% sure you were not one of them going there and burning candles and praying to God and doing all those things. To be a change maker, you need to know the cards. You need to know how to change the cards. You know that what runs the country. You know the constitutional law of India. How, if you come to power, you will be able to make a difference. How you can go to the court and file a PIL. You were not the one who were lighting candle, but you were doing something else. You were making recommendations to the JS Verma panel. You were telling a distinguished jurist of this country what all changes you need, and that is how you react. So this is your level. Now you compare that with anyone else, that is too different. So you have taken up a faculty, you have taken up a subject, you have taken up a career option where you need not cram up formulas, you are reading human behavior. All the subjects of CLAT, let's pick one by one. English, mathematics, the basic mathematics, logical reasoning, legal reasoning, and yes, the gender studies. All of them make up a subject module which is so different. Different not just in terms of its content level, different in terms of the kind of questions that those distinguished members of the CLAT committee make. Go through the past year papers, you will realize it. Each question paper had some or the other jurisprudence behind it. Every subject had something or the other behind it, and that is exactly how this entire examination is made. And you are already prepared for the same. You are literally different. All the 12th graders think differently, not like you. I bet on the same. Be a part of the discussion. You have read enough of current affairs where people might be arguing just like anything. For example, there was this group where one of my students was standing and I was being a silent observer, where most of them were supporting Sanjay Dutt's mercy petition. They were like, हाँ यार, मुन्ना भाई MBBS किया है उसने, तो ये कर दो, वो कर दो. There was this one student of mine who stood out. He just said, law is equal for everyone, no matter what you are. Even if you are a film star, you deserve punishment. You committed a wrong, you have to be punished for it. Pat came a reply from one of them कि नहीं यार इतना time क्यों लग गया, ये है वो है. He had the brains to say the time taken is not because of the judiciary or the process of our country. The time taken is because of the client, him taking so much time to appear before the court time and time again. You realize the analytical bent of mind of a student, a 12th grader, someone who's going to just start with his graduation career. He was arguing with few of them who were already graduates who were undergraduates, and that made me really be, I felt proud that I'm teaching such kind of a hidden treasure. Now when he gets to a law school, sky is the limit for him. Now this is the level of thinking that you have. Why? Because if you have worked hard enough, your brain has started working in that particular passion, and that is exactly what is tested in this examination. So analyze yourself, sit down, say, okay, I am a bit ahead. I have done enough of hard work that this is one examination which is justified to test my credentials, and I am appearing for it. Feel proud about the fact. Now, CLAT. There have been much hullabaloo which has been made this year following the negative marking, but now this had to happen because the last year the lineage of PILs which were filed, we had a kind of had a apprehension that something is going to happen, because there is going to be a foolproof method this year which is going to come. Negative marking, yes, there it is. Inclusion of static, yes. You cannot ignore static if you are preparing for a competitive examination. Now you might be asking me why, how? Come on guys, if you are preparing current affairs also, you also need to know the ABCD of whatever you are studying. For example, Justice Altamas Kabir was sworn in as the Chief Justice of India. You need to know who was the first Chief Justice of India. You need to know who had the longest tenure as the Chief Justice of India. You also need to know who sworn Altamas Kabir as the Chief Justice of India. Was it Pratibha Devi Singh Patil, or was it our Mr. President Pranab Mukherjee? You have to know all these things. You have to do a comprehensive reading. It's not like a particular compendium is telling you something. You might be reading a competition in focus, or you might be reading a Pratyogita Darpan. You are reading that the yearly compendium, and the questions has to be asked from there. No, it's not like that. It's an examination. 32,000 students are appearing. You need to have one reason from where you can knock out these 32,000 or 35,000 odd students and claim a seat in the law school. How? You need to know something more than them. If the examiner is making a question, there would be students who would be getting into a law school giving that kind of an answer. Losers will always have shoulders to cry on. But if you have prepared comprehensively, you won't fear anything. Now, negative marking. Many students are crying negative marking aa gaya, oh my god, ye nahi ho payega, wo nahi ho payega. Come on guys, if you are prepared well, Go down there, yes there is negative marking, now you cannot trust your luck. But if you have studied well, come on, be confident. No Tom, Dick or Harry is going to get into a law school now. Only those students who have prepared well can get into the law school. If you have prepared well, go ahead, perform. And how to appear for the examination where you have negative marking? It's very simple. You don't know the answer, don't even touch it. Don't even touch it. Leave it. Do only those which you have prepared. And you have prepared well. If you have worked hard, listen to this pep-up, this is going to help you out. If you have not worked hard, my appeal to you, do not listen to me. Because I am not in for someone, I am not a magician that I can do something and then you go to the examination or it's going to happen. If you have worked hard, only then listen to me, because now this examination has ended up becoming an examination where only those students will get through who worked really hard. I am talking to all those 11th graders who are now in 12th, who are appearing for CLAT. You have prepared for 2 years. Those 12th graders, okay, you prepared for 1 year, even then after 12th if you are cracking it, it's a major achievement. All those droppers who had postponed their success last year, they took a drop and they are now waiting for this particular day, let it come and we are going to prove. You have studied well, you have invested 1 year of your life. Now come on, this is the day for you to perform. Negative marking is not going to bother you unless and until you make a fool out of yourself, taking all those questions which you don't know. My personal appeal to all of you and my personal strategy opinion, I'm just giving an opinion to you guys, is that take only those questions which you are sure about. Please, please, please have the courage to talk to yourself and say, okay, I don't know this particular question, let me leave it. Now, that should be the first stage. In the second stage, if you are 80% sure about anything, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, please don't do it. It's going to literally end up in disaster. I have been checking students' paper. There have been students who have scored more than 100, but due to the negative marking, students have this feeling that 0.25 ही है चलेगा. No, hello, 0.25 into 4 makes 1. That means 4 questions wrong is 1 hard earned, through your hard work what you have earned, 1 question gone. And if you think 0.25 is too less, believe me, this year's rank list. In 0.25, a student can reach straight from NLIU to NALSAR. From NALSAR to NLIU, from NLIU to NUJS, this can happen. So be cautious about your own strategy. Do not take those attempts where there's this gut feeling that, okay, I could be right. Hello, no. There's 1.5, there is 0.25 deduction for this thing. So you need to be very cautious about it. Don't do it. And as I said, it takes courage. It actually takes courage to sit down there and say, okay, I don't know it, ठीक है, छोड़ो. नहीं पढ़ाता मैं. But there are so many other questions which you know it. Time management. Now, with minus marking, time management is also very, very important, coupled with accuracy. Accuracy, how will you get accuracy? If you have, as I keep on saying, if you have worked hard, you will have accuracy. Now, this is the entire module which you have to be prepared. And believe me, rather than thinking about failure, rather than thinking about what is going to happen in those 2 hours, feel proud. As I said, your hard work deserves respect. If you have done that, don't be worried. Rather than thinking about what could happen if I do not clear up, think about what would happen if you clear up. Rather than thinking about anyone else in your neighborhood who is much more interested in your career, think about your own parents. They'll be so much happy. What have you achieved till now? Yes, 12th results are going to be out, any kind of achievement, but believe me, the day the results will be out, you get selected, the kind of happiness you're going to give your parents is going to be standout. You haven't achieved anything till this age, what you're going to achieve out of a law school. I have been there, I have done that. Ask me. The complete aura is different. You ask anything to be gifted by your parents, they're going to give it to you. That is how, that's the kind of happiness, because they know, okay, a student to my child into national law school, his career is already made, and that is how they're going to react. So think about it. Think about what it takes to wear a national law school jersey, go down into a crowd and have people's attention. You are a standout guy, because the kind of teaching, the kind of aura they have in national law school is going to make you stand out. You're going to be you are just completely going to be a completely changed persona. Think about those things rather than thinking about negatives. That is the only thing that you need to do. And as I said, preparing for CLAT might have changed you a lot, because now you know many things. As I said, you are not cramming up formulas and all. Rather than now human behavioral sciences. You know so many things about it. That's it. That's going to help you a lot. Now, these are the last minute things which I can tell you, and as I said, I don't have a formula for success which I can just give it to you and you can just go there and in those 2 hours you're going to create a magic. It's very simple. These 2 hours are going to change your life. You have to decide how to do it. Don't be afraid, don't be tensed, because if you are afraid, then you are a chicken, you are chickening out. If you are not afraid, you would be someone like Sachin Tendulkar. You would be someone like Mahendra Singh Dhoni. These guys have showed us when comes the pressure, the hero stands out. You might have seen Sachin Tendulkar perform under extreme pressures. You might have seen Mahendra Singh Dhoni in the year 2010 when he helped 2011 when he helped us win the World Cup. You might have seen the final over where he was batting so elegantly. He is called as Mr. Cool, and that coolness is something which separates him. The coolness doesn't mean that he is someone who doesn't care, who has no tensions. He has tensions, but he knows how to manage them. That is exactly how you have to be there. One thing again, as an end point I want to discuss with you guys is CLAT has a habit of springing surprises at students. Last year also there were surprises. Last year also there were surprises. So be ready for surprises. Don't sit there and start fretting and saying, "Arey ye nahi padha, ye nahi bana mujhse," etc., etc. I would recommend, come anything, be prepared. If it is different, it's not just different for you, it's different for the entire country. There's no point in filing PILs and all after that. There's one thing that you can do: sit down there, chin up, start working. Start doing the questions, complete it full, and then come back confidently. They are not going to ask you about anything rocket science or anything. They are going to ask you from all these subjects which have been promised to you. Perform well, get down, achieve your success, and as I say, we all, the group from National Law School, we all will be welcoming you to the legal fraternity. All the best, guys. That's it from my side, and please. As I could realize that there are tensions which are building up. Some of you might not sleep tonight, but please, it's an examination. It's not the end of the world. And as I say, there are things which are made for us, there are things which are not made for us. In case, God forbid, this doesn't happen, but in case if things don't work out, don't feel tense, don't do anything stupid, rather than thinking, okay, there were some things which I left out, but yes, there is some other time. And if you are a dropper and this was your last attempt, there are other law schools also which you can consider. But please, these 2 hours, there is just one thing on your mind. NLIU Bangalore, NLSAR, all these national law schools in your mind, go perform well. All the best. See you.